welcome to the Webcast for Monday, October 14th. I'm South Ops meteorologist Jonathan O'Brien. The marine layer continues to deepen this morning, with low clouds pushing well inland, even approaching the lower coastal slopes. We'll see gradual clearing today, but many coastal areas will not clear, and some coastal valleys may only get a few short hours of sunshine this afternoon before the next round of low clouds rolls back in overnight. Once again, our 24-hour RH change really tells the story, with continued significant moistening, especially across the low and mid-elevations away from the deserts. RH will be quite high overall the next several days away from the deserts, with minimums mainly only in the 30 to 50% range, and good recoveries overnight with that deep marine layer continuing. We have two very benign weather days on the way. Here's a look at the forecast highs today. They're near average for this time of year, with upper 70s to mid-80s in the valleys, and tomorrow will pretty much be a carbon copy. We're also not expecting any significant winds through Tuesday night. All the excitement in the forecast remains in the mid to late week time frame. A robust trough of low pressure will push into the west coast from Wednesday through Friday, with the core of it taking an inside slider-type trajectory through the northwest and Great Basin before it probably develops into a cutoff low somewhere in the vicinity of Southern California and the desert southwest. That system is going to bring a number of changes to our weather. First up will be more cooling, with another 5 to 15 degrees of cooling likely in the Wednesday-Thursday timeframe. Take a look at these fall-like forecast highs for Thursday, down into the lower 70s or even upper 60s for the valleys. We will also see a significant increase in west to northwest winds as that trough moves through. Afternoon and evening west to northwest winds of at least 20 to 30 miles per hour, with gusts to 50 miles per hour, will surface across the mountain ridges and desert passes Wednesday and Thursday. Stronger winds are likely in the more wind-prone locations, especially on Thursday. This system will also bring a chance of some shower activity. There may be an initial round of showers over northern portions of the Sierra on Wednesday. From there, scattered showers are possible for most of the region Thursday into Friday, but with that trough taking an inside trajectory, moisture is limited, so we're not expecting much, and activity will favor the mountain areas. Most areas will not see wetting rains, and even in the mountains, amounts will probably be a quarter inch or less. Snow levels will also fall significantly with that cold air mass moving in, so some areas will likely see their first flakes of the season. The big question remains what will happen as that trough continues to dig south and develops into a cutoff low. The wind forecast for late in the week and the weekend is still very uncertain. However, the development of a moderate to strong northwest to north wind event across the central coast is becoming more likely Thursday night and Friday, possibly transitioning to a weak to moderate Santa Ana wind event across Southern California over the weekend. There will also likely be rapid drying trends, at least across the central coast by Friday, with warming and drying trends likely over Southern California by the weekend. However, even beyond the very high forecast uncertainty, it doesn't look like a classic critical fire weather pattern, especially over Southern California. If anything, it may be the Central Coast and interior Central Coast that end up being the areas to watch for with those north winds. Another fly in the ointment is what's going to be happening with our fuels. Of course, we've been historically dry in much of the area for most of October, but that's starting to reverse course sharply now, and we're going to continue to see significant increases in our dead fuel moisture over the next several days with that deep marine layer, cooler temperatures, and high RH. This will mostly occur in our finer fuels up to the 100-hour fuel class, with more muted impacts in the 1,000-hour fuels and the live fuels, since we're not expecting much, if any, wetting rain. We'll also see large drops in our ERCs. That's going to really back off our background fire danger heading into this event. So beyond the weather forecast, another tough question we'll have to face is how receptive will the different fuel types be as the warming and drying trends occur. Given we have high confidence in the forecast through Thursday, it's safe to say large fire potential will be low for most of this week, thanks to all the factors we've discussed. There is potential for a significant increase in wind-driven fire potential over portions of the area from Friday through next weekend. But again, it doesn't look like a classic critical fire weather pattern right now, and it's going to heavily depend on what happens with that cutoff low. Forecast uncertainty is too high to denote any high-risk areas on our 7-day product, but they may be added in later outlooks depending on how things evolve, and the forecast should definitely be monitored this week. That's it for today's webcast. Thanks for joining us. The next one will be on Tuesday, October 15th.